books. Can't escape from the team. Call the morning steam. It's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover. Call the morning steam. It's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover. That's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice or might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, a pleasant good morning to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Friday, February 13th. Good thing there's not a big sports betting card today. We'd have to turn it into some good luck on Friday the 13th, but we've got some college basketball games to look at, and that's about it. Maybe we'll talk about these other sports, including the hockey action from earlier, as well as there's some golf, there's some tennis, more Olympics here as well. Today it's Speed Week out at Daytona, and Busch gets the pole. He's 0 for 20 in his last 20 visits to Daytona, but he's on the pole for the Great American Race this weekend at Daytona. Thank you for joining me here. We'll find some other things to talk about here. College baseball underway this season right now here with Houston and Wake Forest just getting set to go. I think they're ready to go there anyway with the first game of the college baseball season with Houston and Wake Forest. And then more action here all morning. They're having a little tournament down in Puerto Rico right now and some other neutral site venues as well. They're playing some games at Globe Life Field here as well today. And tonight it's going to be the Future Stars with Team Mello, Team Austin, Team Vince, and Team T-Mac at the Intuit Dome here tonight, and one college basketball game that also takes place at the Intuit Dome following the Rising Stars Challenge, and maybe we'll make some picks on that as well. Will you be watching this weekend the NBA All-Star festivities? Thank you for joining me here on the show as we get ready to go on a Friday where we're just trying to make it through and get to the weekend here. So thanks for joining me. Preview about 6 games today in college basketball. We also had, like I said, the overnight hockey, and there's some gold medal events going on here right now as well today. I just saw here, we got some cross-country skiing that went on here as well, some snowboarding, speed skating, and, the skeleton. That's when you go down head first. Let me say hello to some folks in the chat and then figure out what we're doing here with our schedule today. Who's here? Who's going to get it? Kane is here. Nuke is here. Johnny Walker is here today. I don't even know if I can put that on the screen. Josh here as well. He had the Bucks on the money line there last night. Good job, Josh. Steve Lefterion is here as well. Nuke's always ready for some college basketball action here. Andrew K joining me as well in the chat. And let's see. Andrew says, "Are you serious? There's college baseball going on right now?" Oh, it's great, isn't it? To have the bats and the balls ready to go. We got some morning games here. I sent out a couple of plays already in the Win Club, my 2 best plays. I think they're my two best plays. So I sent them out in the free package over at winnable.com/Ramon. Check it out. You want to get my two best plays for today's action. I may have a paid package, but I just these were my favorite games overnight, and had a chance on a slow Friday to look at the entire schedule here as we get ready for college baseball weekend. Big card today. Big card. Ready to go in college baseball. And overnight in Olympic men's hockey, it was Slovakia getting the win over Italy 3-2. That one goes under there. Slovakia wins by just a goal. Italy covered on the puck line. And then another upset. Finland beat Sweden plus $1.60 underdog there with Finland beating Sweden last night. I had the under, but I thought Sweden would be able to take care of them really here. Finland, how about it in the rivalry game there? Coming up in just about an hour from now, Czechia takes on France. Here, these might be actually the featured games. It feels like here today, given the overall situation here with our sports today. Czechia and France here. Look, for Czechia here, they got those core players. I think that they can stuff France here and maybe cover 3.5 goals, but the total is 6.5 under 25. I'm seeing under 35 right now, and it probably could stay under, but it's going to be so close, I think, on the spread here. For Czechia, they've got Pasta, they've got Natchez, they've got Hurdle, they've got Palat. So, look, it's a gold medal nucleus team from the 2024 World Championships, even without Pavel Zasha. So I think their offensive ceiling and depth gives them a massive advantage against a team like France. France has some competitive structure to them, I think, but they really, other than Texier and Bellemare, I don't know what they're going to get out of this team. So I think just over 60 minutes or so, it should be a talent disparity. I think I'll take Czechia in the game. It's going to be, I would think, 5-1 or 6-1. The total 6.5. So I was kind of torn on that one. Maybe I just like Czechia laying 3.5 there. Because I think it'll be either 5-1 or 6-1 in that game. So make Czechia my play here coming up in the next game. And then Switzerland and Canada here today. You might know. Here we go. So I think with Switzerland and Canada, look, we saw Canada. Man, can you believe Max Celebrini scoring? Man, he's 19 years old at the Olympics. This guy's living life. Isn't he their pretty heavy favorite here, of course, at minus 800 or so? But I think I'm going to take Switzerland here in this one. I think Canada, look, they dismantled Czechia 5-0. Obviously, Bennington was sharp as well. So I think the market's kind of reacting to that solid performance. Now, Switzerland, they posted a shutout in their opener, and Timo Meyer and the offense, and Giannoni looking sharp as well. So I think Switzerland here, getting 3 goals, I'd take that. I'm going to take Switzerland +3, minus 120. Look, a 4-1 or 3-0 game is possible here, but I think it's more likely to be in the closer range of 3-1 possibly, or 4 or 3. Maybe if it goes 4-1, it's still a push, but it's going to be right about there. I'd rather take the 3 goals here and figure that Canada doesn't get the blowout necessarily. Switzerland's got a few things going for it here, I think. So maybe with 3 goals in there, I can try Switzerland here in the game against Canada. But Canada pretty awesome, obviously, here right now. They might be looking to manage their minutes a little bit as well. So great action at the Olympic Games. Also still to come.
Critical notice.
We've got important action here with the women today. And it's going to be Sweden taking on Czechia. First off, Sweden very strong defensively. They had a plus 14 goal differential, and they've got good goaltending in Svensson Traff there. They've struggled offensively, and they only had one win. But Czechia, talking about Czechia here, but their goalie, Peslarova is definitely capable of keeping them in the game. I think I like the under in this game between Sweden and Czechia. The total there is 4.5 right now in that game, and I think it's very possible that it could. I'd rather take 5, but I think it's minus $1.75, $1.85. There, it's going to be right there, but I think under is preferable over instead of over there. As far as the side is concerned, I'd have to think that it comes in close to that puck line here. I can't see much of a variation here in that game at $1.50 here. Sweden the favorite there. So given that Sweden's strong defense and Czechia's scoring troubles, I like a low scoring game there. And I'd probably lay the price just to make sure taking the under in that one. So also Italy and United States make battle there in their key game today as we're into the quarterfinals here. The winner, by the way, of Czechia and Sweden will take on Finland and Switzerland this weekend on I think it's on Monday in Italy. And then the winner of Italy and USA takes on the winner of Canada and Germany. Those other two games are tomorrow at the Olympics women's quarterfinals. Anyway, for the United States, what can you say? They're favored by 7 goals, a total 7.5. I'd probably just rather take the over here in this one. Team USA outscored their opponents 20-1 in the preliminaries, including basically 3 consecutive 5-0 wins. So they're unlikely to be stymied here, and it might even be a bigger margin than the 5-0 margin we saw in the group stage here, at least against Italy. Italy does have some momentum with their historic win over France, and if they can get a goal, I think it ends up going over. So I'll just take over 7.5. It's real tough. USA's favored basically by 7 goals in that game. Obviously, a blowout is likely, so I'll just take the over in that one. Pretty tough games for me to handicap anyway. But we want to see the Olympic hockey here today. Go over to winnable.com/Ramon and visit me over there. Use the promo code STEAM to save 20% off premium pick packages here today. And you can win a free package from me here on the Sports Money Network when you make a comment in the chat and help me get through this show with your comments. And I will give away at the end of the show my subscription over there at Winnable for 1 month and check out those plays. You know what? It was a mixed bag yesterday as far as my plays were concerned in college basketball. We were firing away pretty good, but ended up, I think, 8 and 7. I want to say there last night, but we did win our overnight selection in tennis here just a short time ago with Ugo Humbert. I was laying the games there with Humbert and his romp over Chris O'Connell. Also in action right now, we got an upset brewing big time here with Botic Vandenschlup. He did win the first set over Demonauer. They're on serve here in the second, but Vandenschlup did win the first set. Coming up here top of the hour, good match here with Mboko, the Canadian sensation. She's a $2 favorite over Ostapenko in another feature here on the ladies' side today. Later on, Sakari, off her upset of Swiatek, takes on Muchova. Muchova's a $2.50 favorite. Sakari looked pretty good. Other men's matches today, some feature matches, including Taylor Fritz and Sebastian Korda, as action continues in Dallas, and Kekmanovic and Shelton tonight as well. So good tennis action here. I'm trying to find some sports to bet on, you guys. Hopefully, you guys are ready to go with our action here today. Also, did win another overnight play with Katie Bolanets in Dubai qualifying over Alicia Parks there. So we did hit our tennis overnights, and you can get those for free over at winnable.com. So why not check that out and make sure you get the free subscription there anyway. Sent out 2 winners overnight here. And going to be, I don't know, we'll find something to do today. And let's see who else is here. Who did I miss? Thank you, everybody. M the Great is here as well. Textiles is ready to go. And Joshua David Brown's ready to go there. In the snowboard cross with Bath over there. And, of course, Scotty James there. Joshua David Brown talking about some of the Australian stars at the Winter Games. Nuke says take Italy plus the 7.5 and Sweden plus the 1.5. Thank you to Nuke today. And there's Stacks in the chat. He's ready to go this morning. He'll find some sports hopefully for us as well. And right, Nuke, it's tough with these handicaps, but once we get into the big games, that's the funny thing about the Olympics. We make such a big hype about it, and then most of the games are, so one-sided, right? Because of, not every team is up to par with these other great teams. VAR is here. I got some steam that came in. I'm going to go over it here in just a moment. AOD is here today, and Jim liking Switzerland on that puck line there. All right, let me take a look here. There was some steam here this morning and some college basketball here just a few moments ago. So that's how we'll start things off, apparently. Michigan State, wow, in our big game, took some steam here this morning. How about that? The Sparty here was 1.5, they're 2.5 right now. That one just a couple minutes ago as we were getting ready to come on the air. They steamed Michigan State there this morning against Wisconsin on the road in a good game in the Big Ten. Also, just a few minutes ago, it was Massachusetts and Akron took some steam here to the over today in a big game. We talk so much about Miami of Ohio. They're playing today, of course, with their 24-0 record. They're only one game ahead of Akron in the conference standings. And Akron and UMass just got steamed here from 159 up to 161 here this morning on the morning steam as we're getting rolling here with our show. Also, Mount St. Mary's and Ryder, some steam to the under here. I mean, you got two teams that are pretty dead solid unders with Mount St. Mary's and Ryder. It was 140.5. Steam came in on the under in that one, and it's all the way down to 138. Of course it is with that matchup today. You got to be on this, huh? Should have sent that out. Should have made that a play. Hey, also golf today. We did see Rui Hisatsune, the Japanese young star right now. He is on a roll here over the last couple of weeks. He leads after shooting a 62 at the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. Oh, my plays, I can't find many of my golfers here. They weren't terrible, but a lot of low scores, and my guys didn't really cut it here. But also, Keegan Bradley, just one stroke back. Sam Burns, a stroke back. Got her up. He's 8 under, and he's been, you talk about hot. Got her up, Scotty Scheffler here at this point. Hey, if you want to take a shot with Scotty, he's 25-1 right now. He did shoot an even par. He's 10 strokes back. You could make worse bets. If you always wanted to get on Scotty right at 25-1, remember last week, same thing. He was down. He had a bad first round. He almost made it all the way back. Yeah, the other golfers shot low, and we're going low here this weekend for sure. But like I said, you could weasel your way out of it. All he's got to do is shoot his normal scores here, probably to get back in it anyway. So Scotty at 25-1. Also, just want to mention, I mentioned it yesterday, and I have to mention it again today because I think it's just such a good story with Anthony Kim out at the Live Adelaide event. I know no one watches Live, but it is on Fox Sports 1 here this weekend, and it was earlier this morning. Anthony Kim shoots another 5 under, and he is 10 under par in 4th place. Anthony Kim, great story here. Former, young sensation, young 20-something sensation from 15 years ago, whose career was sidetracked by drug use and basically almost took his life. And he worked his way to get an exemption from Greg Norman to the Live Tour 2 years ago. He's been a wild card basically for 1.5 seasons. Got the call from Dustin Johnson to join the Four Aces, and his first 2 rounds, back-to-back 67s down there, down under. John Rahm leads by a stroke over Campbell, and Bryson is 3rd, and Anthony Kim there. I'm pulling for him. I'm betting him here. I'm betting Anthony Kim here this weekend on a hunch on what I want to see happen. All right. What else are you liking here in the world of sports today? There, Nuke said, right? Scotty was down there last week. Bobby Mack's here ready to go. Jim Duweiger, he's ready for Spartans here today. Also watching Winter Olympics curling action right now with the United States and Canada going at it here. All right, man. Let me just recap some of the winners, at least yesterday here. We did have an okay day, I would say, here on the Morning Steam Show. We had Hofstra over College of Charleston there yesterday for a winner here on the Morning Steam Show. Also, winner here yesterday on the Morning Steam with the over in South Alabama, and Southern Miss also had the winner with Tennessee Martin over Lindenwood yesterday. And we had Utah Tech in a winner over Utah Valley. Other winners here on the Morning Steam Show yesterday included Northern Iowa and Belmont game to go over, and JINT over New Hampshire yesterday. So the show plays were pretty good. The premiums were mediocre at best. NBA, we did go a couple of winners here. Bucks and Thunder under yesterday here on the show. The Thunder might be, the Utah Jazz did get fined $500,000 for manipulating their roster there, and there was one other team that was fined as well by the NBA, and we're not even halfway through the season. Well, we're just halfway through the season. But still, the Thunder, they're not going to get fined, but I've never seen a team ready to get to the All-Star break so fast out of the good teams. The Thunder totally mailed that one in, and the Bucks got that big win. You guys mentioned it on the road there yesterday. We had the under, and it wasn't going under at halftime, but when the Thunder only scored 38 points or whatever it was in the second half, it went under. Also, Portland and Utah game to go over. We had that one here on the Morning Steam Show yesterday. Remember I said, this one's going to be 250 points for sure. And that was pretty much the handicap, and it was over. Well, I was wrong. It was 254 points in the game between Portland and Utah yesterday there. And Lakers last night got that win over Dallas for another loss for Dallas. Yeah, even the Lakers are able to get a romp against the Mavericks as LeBron became the oldest player in NBA history to record a double-double. And the next time, a triple-double. And, of course, the next time he does it, he'll still be the oldest player to get a triple-double. All right, other news was Ole Miss quarterback Trinidad Chambliss. I guess he will be able to play all of a sudden after a court ruling. He missed time really back in the back after the pandemic a little bit. He had some illnesses, and he redshirted back in 2021. A judge ruled in his favor. There, he played at D2, so that was part of the issue. Also, Caleb Wilson of North Carolina, the fine player there, he is out with a broken left hand, 20 points a game, and he's out right now. There. So other finals last night included Cal Poly over Cal Irvine. That was the late game, 79-73. That total had moved big time We got some steam here, you guys. Boise State taking some steam here right now in their matchup tonight at home against UNLV. Boise State's taking the steam here right now live on the Morning Steam show, and they're up to 10.5. I don't just make this up to get views. You're here to listen to the steam plays. Boise State right now, 1-point move at least here against UNLV tonight in the Mountain West. All right. Also, some other exciting games. How about the Louisiana Tech game last night? We did have that as a premium pick winner. They got it done in double overtime, 79-78 there yesterday. Also, Cal Fullerton over Long Beach, 86-82 in a late game there, as Fullerton's won 5 of their last 6 games. So they're back to winning a little bit. Also, Omaha over St. Thomas in a wild one, 98-94. St. Thomas led by 5 with 5 minutes left in the game and squandered that lead. Nebraska-Omaha got the win there yesterday. Also, North Texas beat Memphis. We had a premium winner there on North Texas on the Win Club, 76-69, as North Texas outscored Memphis 14-2 over the last 5 minutes of the game. UCSD did end up beating UC Davis there yesterday. I thought Davis would be able to hang in there. UCSD got the win. We'll mention one other note that I was checking out this morning just for this weekend. I was thinking of my San Diego teams. University of San Diego has let their leading scorer go. He was averaging nearly 15 points a game, something to look forward to. Might be a little bit under the radar. USD, that's not UC San Diego, but University of San Diego Toreros basically kicked their leading scorer off the team here just yesterday. It was announced. Also, Utah Tech over Utah. Oh, we mentioned that. But in that game, Tech led by 17 at halftime and had to hold off a frantic rush by Utah Valley. Also, Wilmington beat Elon 65-59. Belmont rocked Northern Iowa 91-86. All right, I don't know what other games I could talk about or miss. I guess we just got to preview I've got 6 games. Let me talk about the NBA tonight with the Rising Stars Challenge here today. First, we'll handicap it actually here with 3 games tonight. I know Newt couldn't stand it. He's got to have some NBA in his life here. So tonight at the Rising Stars Challenge, you have 4 teams. They'll play a 3-game format. The first 2 games are a race to 40, and then the championship games a race to 25. That doesn't make any sense, but that's the way they do it. And you'll have Team Austin Rivers against Team Carmelo Anthony in the first game. Team Austin is a team made up of G Leaguers. Sean East is in there, Yang Hansen, Ron Harper Jr., Elijah Martin, Mac McClung, who did sign an NBA contract again this week, so he can participate in the slam dunk contest and win it again. Tristan Newton, and of course my guy from the San Diego Clippers, Yannick Conan Niederhauser, there for the G League. I'll just mention it because G League did win their first game of this event last season, 40-39, before losing in the championship. So the G Leaguers have a little something going there. But for Team Mello, pretty good lineup here. Ace Bailey, he replaces Cooper Flagg, who does miss the All-Star festivities here. Do want him healthy, so no problem. We're going to see Cooper Flagg. He probably should be in the All-Star game, but we're going to see him in every All-Star game after this for the rest of his career, I'm sure. Ace Bailey made that incredible play last night with the dunk threw the ball up on the backboard and dunked it. Stephon Castle, who's been hurt a little bit this week, right? Also, Donovan Clingan, he's had been banged up a little bit. Jeremiah Fears of the Pelicans, Dylan Harper, Murray Boyles, and Reed Shepard. That looks like a pretty good team, but I want to take the 5.5 points with the G Leaguers. Look, they won last year. not this particular team, but the G League team came in and won their one game there. And I think I like the over here at 72.5 in this one. In fact, I'm showing the line is 5.5, 72.5. I'm going to take the dog in the over with the first game. That's Team Austin against Team Mello. In the second game between Team T-Mac and Team Vince, Team T-Mac with Tracy McGrady is favored by 2.5. They've got two replacement players. These are still talented young NBA stars, but no A.J. Mitchell of the Thunder, no Alex Sarr of the Wizards. Instead, you'll get Bub Carrington and Zach Richache, who has been injured definitely over the last couple of games. Now, Team T-Mac does have Con Kneppel, as well as Trey Johnson, Cam Spencer, Jalen Tyson, and Khalil Ware. Up against Team Vince Carter, they've got Buzelis of the Bulls, Coward of the Grizzlies, Demeen of Brooklyn. Also, they've got BJ Edgecombe. They've got Keyshawn George, who apparently is ready to go in the game. Derek Queen and Jalen Wells there in that one. So I think I like Team Vince here to cover the spread against Team T-Mac. I think Team T-Mac is kind of the favored team by the public because of Con Kneppel. Con Kneppel is supposed to kind of maybe be the breakout star, of course, of this little tournament here. But I'm going to take Team Vince in this game and think that Edgecombe and Queen, they've got 4 rookies on this team, while Team T-Mac has just 2 rookies on the team. The other sophomores, of course. Also, Team Mello is 4 rookies as well. So the thing is, I think Team T-Mac is getting a lot of attention because they have the more veteran lineup here right now, with 5 of their 7 players are second-year players. So, okay, hopefully that's cool that we looked at that little game there, little tournament there. So, guess we'll get into. Oh, that's cool, Terrell. I want to see that in there tonight with the celebrity 3-point contest. That sounds pretty good. All right, Tex says Vince does have the squad there. And Stop Geo's in the chat. All right, I guess we got to get going here with our. Before I know we're done, you guys will be out of here, and I'll be left all by myself watching college baseball here. No score, top of the third, Houston and Wake Forest today. So maybe I can make some picks here in college baseball. I have a few other games that didn't make my card yet, and they could still. Sometimes you got to track down the pitching a little bit and everything. But, hey, the next game up is at noon Eastern and 9 Pacific with Oklahoma taking on Texas Tech. This game is being played at Globe Life Field in Arlington. Oklahoma's about $1.75 favorite here, but I'm going to go – oh, man. I'm going to go under here. I think it's starting to get juiced a little bit at 12.5 right now with Oklahoma and Texas Tech. But, hey, I got to make a play on this show on the opening day of college baseball. It's 12.5 under 30 right now. That'll be my play on the show here with Oklahoma and Texas Tech. Other featured games today include TCU and Vanderbilt, Michigan and Oregon State today. Some of the best games in college baseball. Oklahoma State and Arkansas, Stanford and Arizona, UC San Diego and UCLA today. Of course, UCLA, they are pretty big favorites there, but UC San Diego's got a pretty good team, man. They were a tournament team last year. And let's see what else. Pepperdine and USC tonight. All right, let's get rolling here with college basketball. Wait no longer. It's Friday night, and we're going to have some action here. Let's get going with some of our previews. And we'll look at the best game, I think, in every conference here today, and maybe a few others. Not all of them are off the chart great games, but Quinnipiac is taking on Siena here, college basketball action for a Friday night with Siena favored here in this one by 3.5, and the total here 143 with the Saints at home in this one. Let's take a look at some of these stats here with these two. Quinnipiac comes in 17-9 right now. Siena's 17-8. Taking a look currently at the standings in the MAAC right now, and this is an important game. This is the third and fourth place teams right now in the MAAC. You do have currently Merrimack is in first place with 13-2 records. St. Peter's in second, 11-3, but Siena's in third, 10-4, and Quinnipiac is at 10-5. So for Quinnipiac, of course, Amari Monroe leads the way for them. Gavin Doty for Siena. Both teams have been pretty hot here of late. Quinnipiac has won 3 straight games coming in with wins over Fairfield, Canisius, and Niagara, although they went just 1-1-1 against the spread in those 3 games. For Siena, they're actually coming in here off of a loss at St. Peter's, 70-65. They were 1.5 point favorite in that one. That ended a little bit of a winning streak for Siena coming into that game. These teams have not yet met this season. It's really been a dominating series for Quinnipiac when these two teams have met. However, Siena did win the last meeting last year in February by the score of 84-75 at home. They were a 5-point dog in that game, but they were able to win that one when the teams last met on the court. Quinnipiac is just 3-7 against the spread in their last 10 games coming in, but they are 8-5 against the spread on the road. Siena, meanwhile, is 14-10. 14-11 against the spread this season, 12-10 against the spread as a favorite. There we go. Let me get my notes here straight. Let's see what you have in this one here with me today in the game between Quinnipiac and Siena. All right, let's go, chat. All right, and nothing from the chat here as far as this one's concerned. All right, you got me. I don't know what else I can do, chat. I've only got a 6-pack of games here right now. Bobby Mack's on the under here in this one. You got to go. These two teams are total unders. These teams are combined 20-30 to the under so far this season. You've got Siena 4-7 to the under at home. They're also 8-14 to the under as a favorite. Now, I will mention Quinnipiac is 5-3 to the over as a dog, so maybe there's something to that. But Quinnipiac's gone under in 5 of their last 6. 7 of the last 10 meetings between the two teams have gone over. Quinnipiac has won, as I said, 4 of the last 5, but Siena won the last one. For Siena, they've won 6 of their last 7 here and gone 6-2 in their last 8 games at home. Siena's gone over in 4 of its last 6 coming in. And let's see, that's really it from the chat. Man, it's going to just be me and Bobby Mack here, it feels like right now. And I think I'm just going to agree with Bobby here, and I'm going to take the under as well. I'm on the under in this one with Quinnipiac and Siena here on Friday. Okay, next up. Yale is taking on Dartmouth here, Ivy League action for Friday with Yale. Big favorite on the road here, of course. Yale, best team here in the Ivy League, and they probably have the best player as well, of course, in Nick Townsend of the Bulldogs. Yale comes in here 6-2 atop the standings right now with Harvard. Both teams at 6-2. Harvard plays Brown, however, and Brown is 1-7 in league play, so they should be able to handle that. For Yale here, meanwhile, Dartmouth is in tied for third basically at 4-4. So you have you have the 2 6-2 teams. You have 4 teams at 4-4. Then you got Columbia and Brown. So look, I mean, Yale's a big favorite here, but usually they're favored by too many points. That's typically been the scenario, not only in general with Yale, but in this series too. Let me tell you what I mean by that. For Yale here, they've won 6 of their last 7 games overall coming in. They're 18-4. Probably will get the bid here. Probably will win the tournament and get the bid in the Ivies. Remember when the Ivies didn't have a tournament and the regular season meant something and nobody else was doing that? Yale is just 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games coming in. They are 11-4 against the spread in their last 15 games against Dartmouth. But you look at the last 3 games that these two teams have played, and Yale has won, and Dartmouth's cup. Well, the earlier meeting just about 2 weeks ago was actually a push. I should be fair about that. Yale won by 15. They were favored by 15. But last year in the 2 meetings between the 2 teams, it was Yale winning the game, but Dartmouth covered the number. And they're getting 9 points here today from Yale. Dartmouth's lost 4 of its last 6, but they've covered 8 of their last 12. Dartmouth's gone under in 5 of their last 6. And 6 of the last 7 games between these two teams have gone under. Yale's actually gone under in 6 of 9. Dartmouth is also 1-7 to the under at home this season. I don't know. When I see these two teams and I see that high total there, it kind of makes me want to consider the over because it's such a high total. And I think it's still going to be, I know obviously it is going to be a higher scoring game, but that's a lot of unders for Yale. So give me the under here in this one. I think I'm going to go against the Sharps a little bit. I think the Sharps have kind of been on the over here in this one. It didn't get steamed or anything, however. So I'm going to take the under here in this one with Yale and Dartmouth. All right, Nine Legacy took Quinnipiac in there. He also took Yale. Nuke is on Yale, and Robert's on the under with me there. All right. Next up, by George, look at this one. George Mason and George Washington here. College basketball action for Friday. All right, well, we got to take a look at this one here with these two clubs. And George Washington, are they still a 2.5 point favorite here? Total 148.5 or so between these two. Currently in the Atlantic 10, Mason, of course, 9-3 here. That is 2.5 games behind. Undefeated St. Louis, undefeated in conference play, 23-1 overall. St. Louis is in action today, but they are playing last place Loyola Chicago. So I took a look at this one instead with George Mason and George Washington. George Mason has been the far better team this season record-wise, but George Washington's at home. They've been pretty good at home, and also George Mason, yes, a pretty strong run here right now. They're 21-4 overall, but they've lost 2 of their last 3. So you have 4 losses, and 2 of them have come here just recently, including their last game against Richmond on the road. 70-62 is a 3.5 point favorite. Before that, they beat St. Joe's, but they lost at home to Duquesne. So George Washington comes in here off of a win, but they were actually on a losing streak before that. They beat URI last out 75-70, but they did not cover 5.5. And in fact, they failed to cover their last 4 games overall coming in. They had consecutive losses against St. Louis, Fordham, St. Joe's, and Duquesne. George Washington just 3-7 against the spread in their last 10. Mason's just 2-5 against the spread in their last on the road this season. However, Mason has won 5 straight meetings between these two teams, including a 69-64 win At home, they did not cover, I don't believe, in that game against George Washington. They are 4-1 against the spread against G-Dub in the last 5 games, of non-cover being that last game. So George Washington just 1-4 straight up against the spread in their last 5 games. George Washington's gone under in 6 of their last 7, but George Mason's gone over in 5 of their last 6 games on the road. They're 5-2 to the over this season on the road. This one's probably going to be a pretty high-scoring game, I would actually think. Here, let's see if you've got a play here in this one with Mason and Washington here today. Atlantic 10 action. I guess one of the featured games, I would guess, here between these two. All right. Hey, I'm going to go over in this one with George Mason and George Washington. Give me the over here in this one at 148.5. All right, and Stacks likes GW here. 9 Legacies on George Washington. Bars on George Washington on the money line. Bobby Mack likes Mason to get it done here on the road. And Nuke says Mason on the money line. You know, it does kind of look – Mason is I want to feel like significantly better. Like maybe this is one of those, like the lines telling you what to take, right? George Washington is 5-7 here right now in league play. Okay, a little bit of steam here keeps us moving before we get to the next one here. And there's Terrell. He likes George and George to go over. And right now, Brown is taking the steam in their matchup against Harvard today. The Brown Bears are taking the action here. It was Brown +9, but they're down to 8 here right now in a lot of books. Brown just took the steam against Harvard. All right, we got one pretty good matchup here as far as our majors conferences are concerned, with Michigan State taking on Wisconsin here. Sparty on the road. Like we said, they were 1.5, but now they're 2.5. They're taking the action here this morning. Look, they've got the better team here, I think, but Wisconsin's been coming on strong. You know, they're actually 9-4 right now in the Big Ten. I mean, that's big time because Michigan State's just 10-3. Michigan State just 1 game better in the standings. Yes, they are 20-4, and Wisconsin 17-7. But you know what? They had some non-conference, whatever. Getting the conference play here. There's not much separating these two actually, but I think Michigan State might be perceived. I mean, they're ranked 10th, and Wisconsin's unranked. But again, they got the overall better record, and you look at some of the wins they had earlier this season, before league play. Beat North Carolina, beat Iowa, Arkansas. I don't know. Seems like Wisconsin should be able to be competitive here at home, I would think, against these guys. But I know Michigan State's going to get plenty of attention in the chat. I mean, Wisconsin did have early season losses on their non-conference schedule to BYU, TCU, and Villanova. So Michigan State's going to be the more popular team, but I don't know if I can I don't know. I'll hear what you guys have to say here in this one. Michigan State has lost 2 of its last 3. They're coming in off of a win over Illinois. Wisconsin's coming in off a win over Illinois. They beat Illinois in overtime, 92-90. Michigan State beat Illinois in overtime, 85-82. I mean, that tells me Illinois is pretty good, but they did lose to them both. Michigan State, though, lost before that to Michigan at home and at Minnesota. Wisconsin, meanwhile, lost to Indiana on the road before that. But Wisconsin, 7-3 against the spread in their last 10 overall. Michigan State, 4-3 against the spread on the road. Now, we got a contrast of styles here as far as the total is concerned. It's Wisconsin. That's the over team here, 14-10 to the over. Michigan State, 9-15 to the under, including 8-11 to the under as a favorite. And they are got to update that line there, obviously. Let me correct that line here at 2.5 now for Michigan State off of that Steam that just rolled in here. And the total 145.5, so it's just ticked down a notch here, it feels like. Go ahead and bring me your plays if you want here in the chat. Michigan State's won 12 of the last 18 meetings between these two teams. Michigan State is 12-4 straight up in their last 16 games on the road. That dates back to last season. Michigan State's won here, like I said, 20-4 record right now overall. They've gone over in 4 of their last 5. Wisconsin's gone over in 6 of their last 9 coming in. Wisconsin's won 12 of their last 14 games at home and 8 of 10 overall. Let's hear from you in the chat here with our featured game of the night in the Big Ten between Michigan State and Wisconsin. All right. And we've got VAR here is on Michigan State. Nuke's on the Badgers. 9 Legacy says Wisconsin Moneyline. They own Michigan State. These two teams have not yet met this season, but Wisconsin's won 3 of the last 4 games. Dimitri says he's got Wisconsin. He's got George Mason over, and he's got St. Louis over, and he's got St. Peters against Sacred Heart. Yeah, you gotta think St. Peter's today. Texas on Wisconsin in the over. And Terrell says they're going to be honoring the situation there. Well, they're on the road, but I get you there, Terrell. All right. I'm going to take Wisconsin here in this one. I like Wisconsin here at home to get the win over Michigan State tonight. I think they're coming on strong here right now.
Steam play.
All right, we've got a steam play here, top of the board. Manhattan and Niagara, some steam to the under. These are two teams that definitely played a couple of unders here in each team here this season. Two teams that are kind of under here with Manhattan and Niagara. It was 137.5 and all the way down to 135 here right now at Circa. So about 2.5 point move to the under. Right now, as we speak, Manhattan and Niagara with steam to the under. Hey, the markets are shooting up here this morning off of some positive data. All right. Hey, I got a couple more games there. Oh, let's see. Dimitri, I think he's on Quinnipiac there. I think he's on that Bobcats game back there. Okay. Robert was on the over there. All right. Well, let's keep it going here right now. We got to talk Miami of Ohio basketball. 24-0 coming in. Another win would tie their school record for the most wins by a Red Hawks team in a season. And for Miami O here, look, yes, they are the better team, but I must tell you, this series, you talk about ownership. You better if I'm the coach of Ohio, I'm just showing the game film. Ohio has won 10 of the last 12 meetings over Miami of Ohio and gone 10-1-1 against the spread in the last 12 meetings. So Ohio has dominated this series. They won the last game played between the two teams last year, 75-66 at home. Miami of Ohio did win their meeting at home against Ohio U last year, but they did not cover. Ohio U actually covered both games. Of course they did last year. So, look, at least there's that. Right now, Miami of Ohio is a 10-point favorite, and the total 163.5. That's a pretty big number. Ohio's won 12 of their last 18 games overall, although just 2-6 against the spread. They're often favored by a few too many points. They are just 3-6 straight up on the road, 3-7 against the spread on the road, 2-7 against the spread as an underdog. Those road dog rolls. Usually they're right mediocre where they're favored at home, underdog on the road, of course. The widely reported steam did come in on the under here, but these are two teams that kind of go over. Miami of Ohio has gone over in 13 of their last 19. They're 9-2 to the over at home and 13-4 to the over as a favorite. However, 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone under. And don't forget, like I said, Ohio has done very, very well. Even if they aren't, better than Miami of Ohio this year, obviously program-wise, Ohio has been, superior to this Miami of Ohio team, and Miami of Ohio hasn't been awful, but I'm gonna let me see what you guys got here in this one first, and then I'll make my call. Hello to MJ in the chat. All right, VAR is on the over here. Justin likes Miami of Ohio in the first half. I got to take Ohio U in this one. Getting these points. They obviously play well against this team. Miami of Ohio has not been a terrific cover here of late. They failed against Buffalo. They failed against UMass. I say that. They still blew out NIU. They blew out Marshall on the road, and they beat Kent as well. So kind of take that back, but maybe they've been a little bit down. You got to figure the bubble's got to burst sometime, but I don't know if it'll be it here, huh? Robert's on the over. Also, there's Justin there on MSU. And Robert Dixon likes the over in this one between Ohio and Miami Bo. Let's get a little more steam going here right now. This way we'll have something almost on every game, kind of. Columbia and Penn, steam to the over here in this one between the Lions and the Quakers. It was 147. We saw the steam come in right now to the over with Columbia and Penn. It's up to 148 juice to the over at Bet Online. So about a point move there with Columbia and Penn here today on the Morning Steam Show. Man, I'm all down to my last game here that I was going to preview with you guys. You're welcome to comment about other games. We pretty much touched on every game here with at least a piece of steam, or I would say we've mentioned every game on this show so far except for Cornell and Princeton and Iona and Canisius. That's what my notes say anyway, because like I said, you guys had a comment in there on St. Peter's. I track all this stuff. One day I'm going to present it on a website. All right, North Carolina A&T. It says at Hampton, but this should say versus Hampton. This game is being played as part of the HBCU Classic Series. And this one's being played at the Intuit Dome in Los Angeles with the Aggies and the Pirates here tonight. How about that? This will be after the Rising Stars Challenge. It's on ESPN2. So still, it's a big game for these schools. Look, Hampton's not having A&T and Hampton are not having a great season, even in conference play. It doesn't matter. Get a chance to be in the spotlight here in this beautiful stadium here, this beautiful arena here in Los Angeles. So good on them. Right now in the Colonial and the Coastal, still calling it the Colonial. Hampton is 6-6 in conference play. North Carolina A&T is 2-10 in conference play. They're next to last, but Hampton's had an okay season here, 12-13 overall. A&T comes in 9-14 right now. Spread 3.5, 139. Hampton's won a couple in a row here right now with victories over William and Mary and Elon. They covered the spread in those games. Then before that, they were in a little bit of a slump with 3 straight losses. But for A&T here, they've lost 4 straight to Monmouth, Drexel, Charleston, and Campbell. Hampton is 5-4 against the spread as a favorite. A&T is 10-6 against the spread as an underdog. Both these teams are kind of solid spread teams. Hampton 14-9 against the spread. A&T 13-8 ATS overall. A&T is just 3-7 against the spread. Their last 10 games against Hampton. A&T's also covered 7 of their last 10 overall, although they are just 2-10 straight up in their last 12. Hampton's gone under in 9 of their last 12 games coming in. They're 8-15 to the under this season. A&T is 9-7 to the over as a dog. I've got Hampton here to take care of business in this one and win it by more than 3.5 points. Give me Hampton here on the Morning Steam Show in this HBCU Classic Series game out in LA tonight. Here we go with A&T for Stacks. Terrell says St. Louis has lost the last 2 games outright when they've taken on Loyola. I'd argue, though, that this Loyola team is not what we've seen there in years past, and obviously St. Louis is all that. But, hey, you know what? Loyola is due for some winning here. It's been a rough season for the Ramblers. Roberts on Hampton and Barrs on Hampton. You got to go with Hampton here. There were, so many games I'd make a premium out of this game, but not a lot of games here tonight. Hey, you guys, that might be it for the Morning Steam Show all of a sudden. But I want to thank you for joining me here for an hour or so talking sports and sports betting with you as we get ready for a big weekend of college basketball, basically, and the NBA All-Star Game. They asked Kevin Durant about how the old heads would play. I've already made my pick on that All-Star tournament on Sunday. Like I said, I like Team World because I don't think that the NBA players are proud to put on the stars and stripes. I think the world will have the motivation here this weekend to maybe get that victory over the bully USA teams. So I'm going to take Team World to win that tournament. And the format for that tournament, when we get there on Sunday, it will be the first game is already set. Okay, the first game pits the USA Stars team. The Stars are the younger players, if I can call them that, the younger All-Stars. The team Stripes, they are the more veteran team, guys like Durant, LeBron, Kawhi, D. Mitch as well in there, Brunson and Brown. Meanwhile, for the USA Stars team, that's the younger team with Cade Cunningham, Tyrese Maxey, Booker, Duran, Ant is on that team, Chet Holmgren as well, Jalen Johnson. Team World has Luka, Jokic, and Wembanyama. Come on, I mean, Avia, who's been out, I don't know if he'll be able to play. He's been missing a couple of games, but Jamal Murray, Şengün, Siakam. I mean, come on. The world team is going to win, aren't they? Normie Powell's even on that team representing Jamaica. So even without SGA and Giannis, I still like that world team. So USA Stars, the young players, play Team World, and then the USA Stripes team play the winner of that first game between USA Stars and Team World. And then the USA Stripes team plays the loser of the first game. So you can see how they're kind of already set up, and then the 2 best records will play in the championship game on NBC this weekend. It's also the celebrity game this week as well. So, all right, you guys, I don't know what else I can talk about with you. I've got a few dozen of you here, but I guess that's it on a day like today. Hey, head on over to winnable.com/Ramon, and I'll have some plays. I'm going to have more plays, I think, in college baseball. I have 2 over there right now in the free subscription. If you want to get involved in a little bit of college baseball with me, I've got my 2 best plays so far of the day over there. I'm still looking. I have 5 different games. I just would like to look at a little bit more, but I got 5 more games I've kind of tabbed here a little bit, and just going to, continue to look at a little bit. This is a day to get my college baseball work in here and be ready for some picks during the season. So thanks for joining me, everybody. Let me go to the commercial from Mikey, and we'll do a drawing.
Mikey Money here, letting you know the Sports Money team is live on Winnable. Come check out our best bets.
For a low monthly cost, you get the very best bets delivered instantly to your phone by text the moment they're locked in. No delays, no missed lines, just the smartest plays at the best odds.
We do the work, you get the plays, and they're sent right to your phone right when we drop them.
Don't wait, don't guess, don't miss the line. Join the winning team today and start cashing tickets with Winnable.
All right, one Steam play came in while we were at commercial, and it's Yale and Dartmouth. I was on a show last night touting the under on that game, and now it's been steamed. It was 153, but it's down to 151.5 here. Steam came in just while the commercial was on there in Yale and Dartmouth. So I guess I'm on that already. All right, let's do the drawing here right now. We got 20 commenters in today on our slow day. Dimitri, Josh, Steve is in there. Textiles, Justin in there. The winner's Josh. All right, Josh. Hey, if you want to get my Winnable package over there, use the promo code WINNER. Sign up over at winnable.com. If you're already on there, I'll put another month on there. Let me know about that. And use the promo code WINNER. Choose 1 month. Use the promo code WINNER. And you'll get 1 month of the picks. Disclaimer for everyone who does join, it's just like anything, you know, when you sign up, like when you used to get the record club, if you don't cancel, you're going to get billed on the other end. But, hey, it's going to be worth it. Trust me. At $19.95 a month, 41 cents a day for those other folks that want to use the promo code STEAM. This is how you support me here on the show. If this show is worth 41 cents a day, why not go over there and subscribe to my picks and get some extra recommendations every day from me in a timely fashion? And I do appreciate it. You guys are over here buying me a pizza a day, the way I look at it. We got about 50 subscribers at 41 cents a day. You do the math. We better pick some winners. All right, that's going to do it here for the show. Let me see a few more comments here. Just feel bad I don't have a lot of recommendations for you there. Let's see. I was trying to see if any of the Olympics here. I bet some of these other sports here tonight. All right, let me see here what's going on. Bloop. There we go. All right, don't forget Mikey Money. I think Mikey will be around. I wouldn't blame him if he took the night off here tonight on pre-gaming, but he'll probably go over a few of these in college games today. Maybe he'll even look at that NBA stuff. I don't know if he will, but I'll be back tomorrow with more Morning Steam. We'll be talking plenty of college basketball tomorrow. We got to look, I'm sure, at least 12 games, don't we, on that big card with no other sports really going on. And I know he was talking about, some of the, I know for the, when USA plays Canada, I imagine there's going to be a live stream. I don't know if there'll be anything before that, but when USA plays Canada in the men's final, I would imagine they're probably going to go live. All right. Nine Legacy talking about Jamaica, man, there. And I say because, Normie Powell, he's from, basically went to, high school in San Diego. He's one of my favorite players for sure. And let's see what else. Is that it from you guys? Thanks a lot, you guys. Really appreciate it if you're out of here. I'm just looking down the chat. Make sure we got everything covered. Really great, you guys. Thanks a lot. And I'll be back tomorrow with more Morning Steam. Maybe I could just get a nice lazy day here for the Sports Money Network. Oh, quickly here. UNLV Boise steam to the under. We already talked about the steam on Boise. Now it just got steam to the under here. It was 156. It's all the way down to 153 here with UNLV and Boise. That steam just in right now. That's going to do it for the Morning Steam. And for the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the Morning Steam. Ramon Scott. Sports money. Wake your ass up and let's get to the